I can't. It's so good. Hello, hi, welcome back to another video. I hope you are all doing so well. As you can see, I have not organized these bookshelves yet because I think last Thursday or Friday, I can't remember what day it was. Friday, I think. Our air went out upstairs. So we have 2 units, one for our downstairs, one for our upstairs, which thank the Lord that we do, because if it went out in the whole house, I don't know what we would have done. But it was completely out in our entire upstairs, which is where our bedroom is, it's where this is. So I wasn't going to film a video in like 85 degree heat. So, and it probably would have been hotter because I film with natural light. So my windows are open, my curtains are open, and we have the curtains closed, and it was still 85 in here. So it would have been awful to try to film during that. So our air got turned back on yesterday. They came yesterday and fixed it, and so grateful for them to come out the day before holiday. So we figured it probably wouldn't be fixed till Wednesday. It is now the 4th of July. Happy 4th of July for all of us Americans that celebrate Independence Day. Happy 4th of July. Yay. It is almost Leo season. I'm so excited. I'm going to be 29 this year. This will be my last year in my 20s. That's crazy to me. And I know I'm rambling. I'm sorry. What are you here for? You're here for me to talk about books. I'm going to be talking about the books that I read in June. How many did I read? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 7, 8, 7. I read 7 books in June. So I did a little bit better than in May. And I was like, we're going to do so good in July. And I've not read but maybe 2 chapters in the entire first 4 days of this month because I've been addicted to Disney Dreamlight Valley. It is a video game and I'm obsessed with it. Like I wish so badly that I had my computer fixed so I could stream it with y'all. But as soon as I get my computer fixed, we're probably going to start a new thing and just do a whole new one with everybody once I can stream. I'm so excited about that. Let's jump into the books that I read. I have 3 of them physically. The rest of them I read on Kindle, and really 2 of these 3 that I read physically I read in audiobook form. So I didn't really pick up a physical book this month. I've been so like addicted to my Kindle lately, but I really want to start reading some more physical books. I need to start reading some more physical books. Do you see all this behind me? I need to start reading some physical books. The first book that I read this month is Forgive or Forget Me by Anne Einerson, I'm pretty sure. I'm not 100% sure that that's how she pronounces it. But I was so gratefully sent this by Anne as an ARC, which I'm so grateful for. This book was pretty good. I liked it. There were certain things that our MMC did, our male main character did, that I wasn't too fond of. This is definitely a romance. It's definitely a romance, but I feel like this whole story focuses more around Olivia, who is our main character, and like her journey through life and everything she's been through. And then like romance was kind of a secondary plot sometimes. I feel like it was kind of not fleshed out. There were times where I feel like Milo's reaction to everything was so drastic about everything. He was so drastic. Like if he was mad, he was big mad, and if he was happy, he was big happy. Which I mean that could just be his personality. But this is second chance. Milo and Olivia are kind of thrown together as teenagers. They're kind of thrown together and forced to like live in the same house because of something that happens to Milo. Olivia's mom kind of takes him in, and so they grow up together from being in like 9th grade on, and they don't start forming a relationship until when they get a little bit older, and then something drastic happens in both of their lives, and Milo kind of runs, and then he shows up many years later because Olivia has connected with Mac's dad, who is in prison, and Mac is currently losing his battle with cancer. So Milo ends up showing up to the hospital and sees Olivia there, and things kind of snowball from there. This, like I said, was really good. I think I gave it 3.75 stars. Milo just really made me mad sometimes, and like his, like those reactions that were so drastic really made me mad, because sometimes it would be like the simplest thing and he would lose his mind. And then also I feel like he should have had to do more to fight to get her back. It was just kind of like a I'm sorry, and she was like, oh okay, sure. So I wish that there would have been, I wish we would have seen more growth from Milo, other than just it being, oh no, I'm gonna lose her, I better straighten my crap up. I wish we would have seen more growth as a person than it just being something being threatened to be taken away from him. I don't know if I'm making any sense, but I did like this. This was her debut novel, so I'm excited to see what else she has to offer, because I definitely think that I will continue reading her stuff for sure. I'm back. My camera battery died. Then I read Juniper Hill, which is the second Eden's book by Daphne Perry, and boy oh boy, did I love this. I am slowly becoming a Daphne, not even slowly, I am very fastly becoming a Daphne Perry stan. All I have to say is I've read 2 books by her, both 5 stars. Just saying, just saying. Daphne is definitely going to become probably one of my auto-buy authors. I just started book 3 in the Eden series, and I am just so obsessed. Like, I just don't want to read anything else right now but this series. And I know book 5 just came out, I think, so I'm trying to catch up. Juniper Hill, like I said, book 2 in the Eden series, and I love this. Was Memphis and Knox. Y'all, Knox, whoo, this man, all of these characters, I love everyone in these books. All of the characters are so good. I am just swooning over here over all of these Eden kids. Both of the Eden boys so far have been, so I can't wait to get to the sisters. So, whoa, it just got so bright outside. Memphis is a single mom, and she is moving to Quincy, Montana, which is where all the Edens live. And Knox is a chef. He has a restaurant inside the Edens hotel that they own. So Memphis is moving to town. She is going to work in the hotel, and like I said, she's a single mom. She's a 3-month-old, and she needs a place to stay. And his sister, Knox's sister, promises Memphis that she can stay in Knox's apartment that's above his garage. So it's a little forced proximity. It's small town. Single mom. It's so good, and Knox is so patient and sweet, and watching their relationship grow kind of like slowly and really realistically kind of progressing was fan-freaking-tastic. I loved it so freaking much. I can't. I love this book. This book was so good. Y'all, please go read the Eden series if you haven't already. If you haven't already, go read the Eden series. The series is so freaking good. Also, this one had like a little bit of a like suspense kind of storyline like Indigo Ridge did. I don't think it was as suspenseful, and it was more not as like mysterious as Indigo Ridge, but it was still very good and like had me guessing and trying to figure things out. And I love, like, I haven't read like any romantic suspense, but when I think about if I try to think about something that would be romantic suspense, I think about it being like super suspenseful and like romance kind of taking a backseat, and this is the complete opposite. So I'd be interested in reading more romantic suspense. If anybody has any suggestions, please leave them down below. But I loved these. I think they're so good. I loved the mystery suspense aspects of these, and I think they're woven into the story very realistically, very it makes a lot of sense. Like, it doesn't feel like it's just thrown in there to be a, like to give the story more. I guess you could consider the Hollow Boy series romantic suspense, or like romantic mysteries. But I just consider them more dark romance. But I mean, there is kind of like a mystery aspect, which y'all know I love the Hollow Boy series, like with my entire being. I love that series. So yes, please go check out those books. Then I read P.S. I Still Love You and Forever and Always Laura Jean. These are the second and third books in the To All the Boys I Loved Before series by Jenny Hahn. And these were so cute. I loved To All the Boys I Loved Before. And I definitely loved these as well. I think I rated them both 4 stars, maybe 4.25 and 4.5. I'm not 100% sure. I can't remember. I gave this one 4 stars. I went and looked it up. This one I definitely did not like as much as the first To All the Boys I Loved Before series. I didn't really know what to expect going into it because I didn't know where we were going. Because like the first book kind of leaves off on a cliffhanger. So I wasn't sure like if Laura Jean and Peter are going to stay together, what was going to go on there. I did get kind of irritated by some of like the drama that goes on in this. But it's very high school. And they're in high school, so makes sense for the storyline. Peter didn't shine as bright in this book. Like, I did not, I found myself being upset with Peter quite a few times in this, but it's okay. It's okay. We still love Peter. John is so cute. I think he's adorable. I really hope that he, like, gets a happy ending somewhere in this universe, in our brains. I hope he gets a happy ending, which I think he kind of does. But I did really love this. And then I think I gave this one 4.25 stars if that one got 4. And this one, Peter really shined in this for me, I think. So I did like it better than the other one. I think Laura Jean was more the one that I was kind of like, really, girl, a couple times, but totally kind of understand. But there's so many cute moments in this one, and I really wish that we had an epilogue. I want to know what happens after they leave for college. Like, where are they 3 years into college? Like, where are they their junior year? Like, what's going on? Even a year after they started college. Like, what is going on? What happens? Like, because there's so many things that they kind of like question to like if like certain things are going to happen. And I would love to know what happened. Which there is a new show on Netflix called Kitty, which is about Laura Jean's little sister. So maybe some of those questions get answered in that show. I don't know. I haven't watched it yet. But I will be going and watching both of these movies and the Kitty series now that I have read this whole series. And like I said, loved it. Was definitely like a 4-star series for me. Really enjoyed it. Then I read The Enemy Trap by Maren Moore. This was her first book. I'm almost positive this was her first book, and I really enjoyed it. It was, you can definitely see how much Maren's writing has grown since this one to like Playboy Playmaker and like her newer books, which are all fantastic. Y'all already know I love Maren Moore and will forever and always love Maren Moore. This is hockey, and it is a like pregnancy dad kind of situation, which we know Maren loves a pregnancy or a hockey dad. Maren loves that, which I love. I know like walking into her books that's usually going to happen with her hockey series. So if like pregnancy, accidental pregnancy, like single parent, like that kind of thing is not your vibe, Maren's books might not be your vibe, but they're so good they should be your vibe. It is fake dating, like fake fiance, accidental pregnancy, enemies to lovers. What a combination of 3 things. It's so good. So Hayes and Stella have kind of like grown up around each other, and they've never liked each other. They didn't like each other in high school, and there's a reason that Stella doesn't like Hayes, and you find that out as to why. They have like a very playful enemies kind of relationship where they're like constantly trying to one up each other, and they're like, get out of my way, like trying to walk through a door at the same time and like pushing each other out of the way. That kind of like hateful, I don't like you kind of relationship. Their best friends are married and have a baby, so they are the godmother and godfather to this little girl, and so that they're always having to be around each other. Stella's best friend sees potential in them and kind of just takes them and drops them off and cons them into both being on this boat, and then she leaves them for 24 hours on this boat. Things kind of escalate from there, but I really liked this. It was so good, so cute. It's a really cute, fast read. Like, I think if you're in a reading slump, this would be something really good and fast and cute to get you out of it. The only things that I saw that I didn't like was there were big time jumps at times. So things kind of felt rushed sometimes, and really that's the only thing. It was just the big time jumps and things kind of feeling rushed, but those are things that I think that she has significantly improved on in her later works and her newer books, and I just really, really love Marin's work. So definitely pick this up. I just want to read all of Marin's books. I have one left. I have one left. I still have to read Newspaper Nanny. So that is the only Marin book I haven't read, and then I'm going to make a guide to Marin Moore books for you guys to kind of give you a breakdown of all of them, all of their tropes, what order to read them in, everything you need to know. So definitely go check out the Enemy Trap. I gave it 4.5 stars. Then I read Dr. Taylor by Sharon Woods. She so graciously sent this to me, so thank you so much for sending this my way for me to review. I really, really appreciate it. This is about Alice and Mike, and they kind of run into each other in a bar, and kind of have like this crazy, like, meet cute kind of moment, and then they don't see each other again for like a year. And then Mike is a doctor, obviously Dr. Taylor. Mike is a doctor, and Alice is put under his service as a nurse. She is going to school for nursing, so she's put under his service, and so this is the first time they've seen each other in like a year, and they had that like crazy encounter that they both have been thinking about, and then they saw each other. She saw him briefly like in a coffee shop, and he had to run out to a call. But anyway, so they have this like tension from the beginning, and she of course doesn't want to act on it because he's her boss, and then they decide to act on it, and they act on it a lot. So that was one thing that I wish we would have seen more of, like a romantic cutesy side of them sometime. I mean, I'm not complaining about spicy scenes, but I just would have liked to have seen a little bit more of like just like cute, sweet little things. More of their relationship building that's not that. So I think this could have been, possibly have been her debut. I would love to see more. I am definitely going to be reading the next book that is going to be tied to this one, which is about Mike's brother, and that should be coming out, I think, toward the end of this year, so I will keep you updated on that. I did give this 3.75 stars. I did really enjoy it, but like I said, I would have liked to have seen more of their relationship being built. Okay, y'all, the last book that I read this month, and probably my favorite book that I read this month, is Done and Dusted by Lila Sage. Y'all, I'm in my small town era because it started with Rewrite Our Story. I read it. I read Indigo Ridge. I read Juniper Hill. I've read this. I feel like I read one more small town romance, like cowboy-esque kind of book, and I'm in that era, and I want to live here forever. I just want to be here in this era. I don't want to go anywhere else. I just want to live in a small town. This was a debut novel by Lila Sage, and y'all, it's one of my favorite books I've read this year. It is so good. It is so well written. I read, like, she sent out to her newsletter a couple months ago, maybe like a month ago, a month before release. Anyway, sometime recently, before the book came out, she sent out the first like 2 chapters and a little bit of the 3rd chapter, and I was hooked then. I was so excited about this book. Like, those first couple chapters had me hooked, and I knew I wanted to read it. And then Books with Brielle posted about it, and I was like, I'm reading it right now because I trust her opinion so much. She is one of my favorite bookstagrammers ever. I will leave her linked down below. We were both like, we could not believe that this was a debut novel. It was so freaking good. Anyway, so let me tell you about it. First of all, look at this cover. Look at this freaking cover. Look at this cover. It's also going to be a series called the Rebel Blue Ranch series. And this is about Emmy and Luke, or Brooks. We call him Brooks too. His name is Luke Brooks. So a lot of times you might hear me refer to him as Brooks. Luke and Brooks are the same person, okay? So we have Emmy and we have Brooks. Emmy is a professional barrel racer, and something happens to her, and she has kind of decided to take time off of racing, and she is coming home to the Rebel Blue Ranch. She's going out with her best friend, and she goes to like the local bar, and she runs into Luke, who is her brother's best friend. She has grown up around Luke. Luke was one of those kids that he was just always at their house growing up. He didn't really have a good home life, so they kind of like their family kind of took him under his wing and kind of took care of him. So they've grown up around each other, and they've always just kind of like not liked each other. Not to the point of like hating each other or anything, but it was just always like, that's my best friend's little sister, that's my brother's best friend kind of thing. And it's not like that anymore. As soon as they see each other, kind of. So getting to watch them kind of fight, wanting each other for the first little bit, and then finally giving in, was so good. And like it's hot. It's hot. And it's sweet. And there's so many good moments like that. There's so many good, like, heartfelt moments. Emmy has ADHD, and I have never related to a book character more in my entire life. Like, everything she said, I was like, oh yeah, yeah, me too. Oh yeah, like little things that was mentioned, I was like, oh yeah, me, I get that. Like, some other people might not get it, but I get that. And Luke was so patient with her, and so like attentive to things that triggered her ADHD, and like things that would trigger her anxiety, and like just like little things that, if you have ADHD, you know what I mean. Like little things that just like you can't stand, and like there's certain like textures, and like there's different things that like trigger just your jitters and your anxiety. And he was so attentive to making sure that he could help her avoid those as much as possible. And like that was just like, it was just so sweet to watch him like really be so attentive to her needs. I loved it so much. This book is so freaking good, y'all. So good, and I cannot wait for the next book. And if you do anything after watching this video, go download this book, go read this book. I promise you won't regret it. I promise you won't regret going and reading this book. I'm so obsessed. I'm so obsessed. I can't. It's so good. Okay, anyway, so go read Done and Dusted. Go read Done and Dusted. Okay, anyway, so that was all the books that I read this month. Like I said, it wasn't much. It was better than last month, but it wasn't much. But were some good ones, for sure. It wasn't like my best reading month ever, but was some very, very good ones. Thank you guys so much for watching this video. I am excited that I have air up here and can finally reorganize these bookshelves and post all of my half like mid-year videos, like my mid-year wrap-up, my mid-year favorites. All of that will be coming, and then I will be reorganizing these bookshelves. Also, I'm about to film my July TBR, so that should be up next. Tomorrow, the next day, one of the two. So you have that to look forward to as well. I definitely want to film another 24-hour reading vlog very soon. Like in the next couple weeks. If that's something y'all would like to see. Is that something you would like to see? Please let me know. Please let me know. Make sure that you subscribe down below so that you don't miss any of these awesome videos that I'm telling you about. Also, make sure to like it. That helps me a lot. So thank you guys so much for watching, and I'll see you next time. Bye!